Welcome to another deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're going to be exploring a conversation between Peter Diamandis and Stephen Kotler.
Two big thinkers.
Yeah, two thinkers who are always kind of pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely.
And we've got some fascinating source material to unpack here,
For sure.
all about AI, creativity, and what it means to be human in this rapidly changing world.
Yeah.
So are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. I'm ready to dive in.
Okay, let's do it.
What I think is so interesting about this conversation is it goes beyond just the hype around AI.
Right.
You know, it gets into those deep philosophical questions.
Okay.
The nature of consciousness.
Right.
The limits of human potential.
Yeah.
Even the very fabric of reality itself.
Yeah. I love that they're not shying away from the big questions.
No, they're not.
So first up, they tackle something that's on everyone's mind these days.
Okay.
Does AI actually make us think better? Right? I mean, we're surrounded by all these super smart tools like ChatGPT, but are we actually getting smarter or just faster?
Yeah, that's the crux of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Diamandis and Kotler make a compelling argument that while AI can definitely make us faster, it doesn't necessarily make us better thinkers.
Right.
It's like having a race car.
Oh,
You can get to your destination much quicker,
yeah.
but it doesn't mean you've become a better driver.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So what are the implications of this speed boost then? Right? If AI is taking care of all the routine tasks,
Yeah.
what does that mean for the way we work, the way we learn, even the way we define intelligence?
Yeah, it raises some really interesting questions.
Like what?
Well, for example, if AI can automate research and data analysis, what happens to the researchers and analysts?
Right.
Do their roles change?
Yeah.
Do they need to develop new skills to stay relevant?
It's almost like AI is forcing us to rethink the very nature of work.
I think so.
We're no longer just valued for our ability to process information quickly,
Right.
but for our uniquely human qualities,
Yeah.
like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
Exactly. And that brings us to another fascinating point that Kotler brings up,
Okay.
the concept of flow states.
Oh, yeah. Flow states.
He's written extensively about these moments of heightened focus and creativity where we're completely absorbed in a task and performing at our peak.
Right.
And he wonders if AI could actually help us access these states more readily.
That's a really intriguing idea.
Yeah.
If AI can handle all the mundane tasks, could it free up our mental bandwidth to tap into those deeper levels of creativity and innovation?
Potentially.
I'm already thinking about how much more I could accomplish if I could consistently access those flow states.
Well, it's not just about getting more done.
Right.
Kotler argues that flow states are essential for human happiness and fulfillment.
Yeah.
They're those moments where we feel truly alive, where we're fully engaged with the world and expressing our unique talents and abilities. And if AI can help us access those states more frequently, it could have a profound impact on our overall well-being.
Okay, so we've kind of established that AI can make us faster,
Right.
potentially even more creative.
Yeah.
But what about the nature of creativity itself?
Okay.
Can AI truly be creative, or is it just mimicking what we humans do?
That's a question that's been debated ever since the first AI programs were created.
Right.
And Kotler's perspective is that AI is additive, not a replacement.
Okay.
He sees it as a tool that can enhance and amplify our own creativity, not something that's going to take over and render human artists obsolete.
But what about all those AI-generated novels and paintings we're seeing these days?
Well,
Doesn't that suggest that AI is capable of producing art that's indistinguishable from human-created work?
it's true that AI is becoming increasingly sophisticated in its ability to generate creative output.
Yeah.
But Kotler argues that there's a key element missing.
What's that?
That spark of human ingenuity, that ability to connect with emotions and experiences in a way that resonates with other humans.
So it's not just about technical skill or mastery,
Right.
but about something deeper, something that's rooted in our shared human experience.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that brings us to another fascinating aspect of this conversation.
Okay.
The idea that technology, neuroscience, even quantum mechanics.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics.
Now that's taking things to a whole other level.
It is.
I have to admit, I'm a little bit lost.
Okay.
How does quantum mechanics fit into all of this?
Well, Diamandis brings up the concept of quantum superposition,
Okay.
which basically suggests that until something is observed, it exists in all possible states simultaneously.
Okay.
He uses the analogy of waiting for a response from Tony Robbins.
Oh, okay.
Until he got the email, it was both a yes and a no at the same time.
Okay, I think I'm starting to follow.
All right.
So how does this relate to AI and creativity?
Diamandis suggests that our brains are constantly making decisions in this state of quantum superposition.
Okay.
We're weighing options, exploring possibilities, and ultimately collapsing those possibilities into a single choice. And he wonders if AI could actually help us navigate this process more effectively,
Okay.
allowing us to make better decisions and unlock even greater creative potential.
Whoa, that's getting pretty deep.
It is.
So are we talking about AI that can actually tap into our subconscious thoughts and desires, helping us to make choices that are truly aligned with our deepest selves?
That's one interpretation.
Sure.
And it raises some really fascinating questions about free will determinism,
Right.
the very nature of consciousness itself.
Whoa.
But before we get too far down that rabbit hole,
Okay.
let's shift gears a bit and talk about the incredible pace of technological advancement.
Yes, it's mind-boggling.
It is.
It seems like every day there's a new breakthrough in AI quantum computing or some other field that's pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely. Diamandis and Kotler highlight some of the key advancements, like the development of Google's Willow chip,
Okay.
which is making quantum computing more practical and accessible.
Okay.
They also talk about the rapid progress being made in space exploration with programs like Starship,
Right.
which is opening up new frontiers for humanity.
Yeah, I'm curious about this Willow chip.
Yeah.
What makes it so special?
Well, one of the biggest challenges in quantum computing has been dealing with errors.
Okay.
As you increase the number of qubits, which are the basic units of quantum information, the error rate tends to go up.
Yeah.
But the Willow chip has a unique architecture that actually reduces error rates as the number of qubits increases.
So it's like having a quantum computer that gets more accurate as it gets more powerful.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What are the implications of this for the future of technology and innovation?
The possibilities are really endless.
Okay.
Quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize fields like medicine materials, science, and artificial intelligence itself.
Yeah.
We could see breakthroughs in drug discovery, the development of new materials with incredible properties,
Yeah.
and AI systems that are far more powerful and sophisticated than anything we have today.
It's both exciting and a little bit overwhelming to think about all the potential implications.
It is.
And it makes me wonder, are we prepared for this kind of exponential change? Are our current systems and structures equipped to handle the societal, economic, and ethical challenges that these advancements will inevitably bring?
That's a question that we need to be asking ourselves as a society.
Yeah.
We need to have thoughtful discussions about the future we want to create
Right.
and how we can ensure that these powerful technologies are used for the benefit of all humanity.
I agree. It's not just about the technology itself, but about the choices we make and the values we prioritize as we navigate this uncharted territory.
For sure.
But for now, I think it's time to take a break and let our listeners digest everything we've covered so far.
Sounds good to me.
We've covered a lot of ground already, from the impact of AI on our thinking to the mind-bending possibilities of quantum consciousness.
Absolutely.
But there's still so much more to explore in this conversation.
Definitely. We're about to get into some even deeper territory.
Okay.
One of the things that really struck me was how they connect the dots between all these seemingly disparate fields, technology, neuroscience, even quantum mechanics,
Right.
to paint this picture of the future that's both exciting and a little bit unsettling.
Yeah, it's like they're saying that we're on the cusp of a whole new era of human evolution.
Right.
One where the boundaries between the physical and the digital, the biological and the technological are becoming increasingly blurred.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technology itself,
Right.
but about what it means for us as humans,
Yeah.
our understanding of who we are and what we're capable of.
One of the things that keeps coming up in their conversation is the importance of human connection.
Yeah.
Even in this increasingly digital world.
Right.
Kotler talks about his long-term collaboration with his editor as a key factor in his success, emphasizing that deep, meaningful relationships are essential for creativity and innovation.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that even in a world where we're constantly bombarded with information,
Right?
connected to thousands of people online,
Yeah.
those face-to-face interactions, those genuine human connections are still incredibly valuable.
Absolutely. And it's not just about personal relationships.
No.
They also talk about the importance of collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
bringing together diverse perspectives and skill sets to solve complex problems and create truly groundbreaking work.
They argue that this kind of collaborative spirit is what's going to drive progress in the future.
Yeah.
Not just in science and technology, but in all areas of human endeavor.
Makes me wonder if AI is taking over more and more of the routine tasks are we going to have more time and energy to focus on these kinds of collaborative efforts? Could AI actually help us to connect with each other on a deeper level, to build stronger communities, and to work together more effectively?
It's a really interesting possibility.
Yeah.
AI could potentially be a tool for breaking down barriers and facilitating communication and collaboration between people from different cultures, backgrounds, perspectives.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits of AI
Right.
for enhancing our creativity and fostering human
Yeah.
connection.
Right.
But what about the potential downsides?
Sure.
They do acknowledge that there are some risks and challenges associated with this technology.
Of course, one of the biggest concerns is the potential for AI to be used in ways that are harmful or unethical.
Like what?
Well, for example, we've already seen examples of AI being used to create deepfakes, which are realistic-looking videos that can be used to spread misinformation and propaganda.
And there's also the whole issue of bias.
Yeah.
AI algorithms are trained on data.
Right.
And if that data is biased, the AI will also be biased.
Mm-hmm.
This could lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes,
Right.
especially in areas like hiring, lending, criminal justice.
Absolutely. We need to be very mindful of these potential pitfalls,
Yeah.
work to develop safeguards and ethical guidelines to ensure that AI is used responsibly
Okay.
for the benefit of all.
Diamandis and Kotler also touch on the economic implications of AI
Yes.
as automation becomes more widespread.
Yeah.
There are concerns about job displacement and the potential for widening inequality.
They argue that we need to start thinking about new economic models
Okay.
that can adapt to this changing landscape.
Like what?
Well, for example, they talk about the possibility of a universal basic income,
Right.
which would provide everyone with a guaranteed minimum income regardless of whether they have a job or not.
It's a radical idea,
It is.
but it's one that's gaining more and more attention as we grapple with the potential impacts of AI on the workforce.
Right.
And it speaks to a larger question about the future of work itself. What does it mean to have a meaningful and fulfilling career in a world where machines are capable of doing so much of what we currently do?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's a question that we don't have all the answers to yet, but it's one that we need to start thinking about seriously.
Right.
We may need to rethink the very concept of work,
Mm-hmm.
to redefine what it means to be productive and valuable in society.
I'm also curious about the impact of AI on our understanding of consciousness.
Okay.
Diamandis brings up that idea of quantum superposition,
Uh-huh.
where he compares waiting for an email from Tony Robbins to existing in two states at once,
Right.
both yes and no,
Uh-huh.
until he actually received the response.
Yeah, how does that connect to the larger conversation about AI and human potential?
Well, it touches on the idea that our brains are constantly processing information,
Right.
making decisions in a way that we don't fully understand.
Uh-huh.
And Diamandis wonders if AI could actually help us to access these subconscious processes, tap into the deeper levels of our minds where creativity and intuition reside.
So it's like he's suggesting that AI could become a tool for self-discovery,
Yeah.
helping us to understand ourselves better and to unlock our hidden potential.
And that brings me back to the idea of flow states.
Okay.
If AI can handle the mundane tasks, could it free up our mental bandwidth to enter those states of heightened focus and creativity more easily?
That's a really fascinating question. It
Yeah.
connects to the idea that flow states are not just about achieving peak performance,
Uh-huh.
but about experiencing a sense of deep connection and unity with something larger than ourselves.
Kotler talks about how in flow states, the sense of self can dissolve
Yeah.
and we become completely absorbed in the present moment. It's almost like a mystical experience.
Right, and he wonders if AI could help us to access these states, not just in work or creative pursuits,
Yeah.
but in all aspects of our lives.
That's a pretty profound idea.
It is. Imagine a world where people are regularly experiencing these moments of transcendence and connection.
Yeah.
It could have a transformative impact on our relationships, our communities, and our understanding of what it means to be human.
It's a beautiful vision.
Yeah.
But it also raises some challenging questions.
Like what?
If AI is playing a role in shaping our consciousness and our experience of the world, who's in control? Are we using AI or is AI using us?
These are questions that we need to grapple with as we continue to develop and integrate AI into our lives.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of the potential impact of this technology on our minds, our values,
Right.
our very sense of self.
And it's not just about the technology itself,
Right.
but about the choices we make, the values we prioritize, and the future we want to create.
Exactly. It's a conversation that needs to involve everyone,
Right.
not just scientists and technologists, but artists, philosophers, policymakers, and everyday citizens.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey so far,
It has.
and we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But there's still one more part to this exploration. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. We've been exploring this amazing conversation between Peter Diamandis and Stephen Kotler,
Yeah.
and it's really got me thinking about the future
Yeah.
and what role AI might play in our lives. You know?
Definitely a conversation that sparks a lot of questions.
Sure.
One of the things that's been sticking with me is this idea that AI could actually help us tap into deeper levels of consciousness,
Yes.
even those flow states that Kotler talks about.
Remember how we described those flow states as almost mystical experiences?
Right.
You lose yourself in the moment,
Yeah.
feel connected to something larger.
And he wonders if AI could be the key to unlocking those states more easily and more frequently.
Right.
Not just for artists or athletes, but for everybody.
Imagine a world where everyone could regularly access those moments of pure focus, creativity, and connection.
Right.
What would that do to our society, to our relationships, even our understanding of ourselves?
It's hard to even fathom the possibilities. But it brings up some pretty big questions about control and agency. If AI is shaping our consciousness, are we still truly in the driver's seat?
Yeah, that's a point that Diamandis and Kotler touch on as well.
Yeah.
They acknowledge that there are potential downsides to AI, ethical challenges we need to be aware of and address proactively.
For example, who decides what values are embedded in AI algorithms?
Right.
How do we ensure that these technologies are used for good and not for harm?
Right.
What happens to our sense of individuality and autonomy if AI is making more and more decisions for us?
It seems like we're at a crossroads here,
Yeah,
a point where we need to carefully consider the path we want to take with AI.
I think so.
We can either let it control us, or we can harness its power to enhance our lives and unlock our full potential.
And I think that's where the conversation about creativity becomes so crucial.
Right.
Because creativity, in its essence, is about making choices,
Huh.
about expressing ourselves and shaping the world around us.
Kotler believes that AI can actually be a powerful tool for amplifying human creativity.
I agree.
He sees it as a collaborator,
Yeah.
a partner,
Yeah.
can help us explore new ideas, push boundaries, create things that we never could have imagined on our own.
But it requires us to be more intentional about our own creative process as well.
Right.
We need to develop our critical thinking skills, our ability to discern between genuine creative expression and AI-generated mimicry.
So in a way, AI is challenging us to become even more human.
Uh-huh.
Embrace those qualities that make us unique and irreplaceable.
Right.
Like we're being called to step up our creative game.
Yeah, and remember that creativity isn't just about art or music or technology.
Okay.
It's a way of being in the world, a way of approaching problems, a way of connecting with each other.
One of the things I really appreciate about this conversation is that it doesn't shy away from the big questions. It encourages us to think deeply about our relationship with technology, our responsibility as creators, and the future that we want to build.
And it reminds us that the future isn't predetermined.
Right.
It's something that we're actively shaping. With each choice we make, each action we take, each conversation we have.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with a final thought to ponder.
Aye.
If AI is indeed a mirror reflecting back our own potential, what will you choose to create?
What possibilities will you unlock within yourself and in the world around you?
The future is yours to imagine, and to make real thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI creativity and the future of human potential.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating conversation.
I hope it has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to keep exploring, questioning, and creating.
Keep diving deep.
Until next time, keep diving deep.